Every week we look at our crypto targets as we try to assess where the market's going to go and what impact that's going to have on our future, not just on our economy, but on our society as a whole. And it's interesting how we have still doubters out there that think cryptocurrency is going away. It's not going to take the run that we see happening. But when you see a target like the one we're going to look at and combined with the viewers' predictions and data that they gathered, along with the actual hard verifiable data, you see just how deep and well connected some of these coins are. We're going to look at that this evening. Hi, crypto fans. Dennis Nappy II with the Crypto Viewing Team. I have Daz Smith, Edward Reardon, and Dick Allgaier on the line. And we're going to take a look at this week's target. Uniform 3, Mike 0, Whiskey 9, X-Ray 1 is the target coordinate. As always, our viewers are blind to this target. They have no idea what the target is, but we're going to see what data they were able to gather. So we're going to start with Daz. Daz, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine. Hi, guys. Nice to see you again. Okay, so let's share my screen here a sec. Okay, let's start off with initial ideogram here. Great impressions here. The overall impressions as a whole, as it's wrote here, it says great way, good rise with peaks on the second attempt here. Lots of upwards positive motion, a great height to it, and the word stellar that I underlined. So I felt, it feels like it's going up quite well. Another gesture here, another positive movement, fast, decisive, steady, confident ride. Moving to the fourth ideogram here of the general impressions. Feels very high, positive feeling, happy, joy, plus. I don't know what that means, but it looks good. So then I tried to describe the logo and brand for the target. I just kept getting the circles, this kind of repeating circle pattern. It felt like a chain or some kind of, I don't know, it's very, very strange, like repeated coins or linked coins or a chain or something. And then I tried to do more on the branding here. I started off with this kind of dog leg, strong dog leg, and then I had this curve as well. So I feel like the logo and brand has a few different elements, probably symbols or letters or something here that I'm picking up on. Very, very bold, dark, with a color in there as well. Then tried to describe the top person for this target. I had a male, small, felt 30 plus, dark hair with glasses. Feels like a real visionary, and this feels like the founder or leader, possibly Asian. I kept seeing this Asian. I kept seeing this guy. I used to watch this TV series called Heroes, and there was an Asian guy on that. And I just kept seeing his face for some reason.
His name was Hero, actually, right?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I feel like this person's a bit of a celebrity, very revered, very known, very followed. And then tried to describe the team that works with this guy. And I have, it looks like about 4 people here. It looks like it's mixed between male and female, all under 45. They feel distributed all around the place. Some kind of background to do with bank, businesses, IT, and infrastructures. And there's a bold female within that group. They all feel very young, dynamic. They feel like leaders and entrepreneurs, kind of dreamers, sharing knowledge and faith. And I underline the word visionaries. Visionaries and dreamers seem to be very important with this target. Now, and then tried to describe the technology involved. And, with all these, I never really understand what I'm trying to draw here. And it seems like it's almost like a coin or a crypto or something. And then, I don't know, this kind of chain link kind of crypto kind of impression came right again. It's almost like it's like a waterfall of coins or cascading down or duplicating down and duplicating out to people at the same time. So I wrote there, cascading down in movement. I tried to draw it in a bit more detail. Just kept getting this kind of, it looks like duplication or dividing or something like that. And I got the words here, movement, distribution, cloning, feels like a waterfall effect, or a chain reaction with allocation of data and dividing.
Daz, you mean the coin itself is dividing? Can you expand that anymore?
It seems to be that way. I don't know if these circular things that I'm drawing here is the coin or crypto itself, or if it's something else. It did feel like it was the crypto itself kind of dividing or cloning or doing something like that. It was very strange. I haven't had this kind of impression before.
Okay.
So I tried to describe the hodlers' group sentiment in 18 months and how they would feel. And generally, they felt ecstatic, happy, settled, busy, occupied. They're watching for an outcome. Feels like there's been massive strides made. And yeah, right at the bottom here, just a big yes. So they feel very pleased and very happy with the situation. I tried to do my usual chart. And it's a starting point of, the month I did it this month. And then lots of up and down movements over the next 6 to 8 months. And I feel it's just going to have a big, huge rise after 8-9 months. Has a bit of a drop in the a readjustment again, but yeah, it's already made its big move by then. So I feel in the end, is in 8 to 9 months time, it's going to have a real big, massive movement.
I think Yippee speaks for itself as terms of your impression of this coin, Daz.
Yeah. This felt really good. It felt like one of the most positive sessions I've had for a crypto.
Okay, that's reassuring. Excellent. Thanks so much, Daz.
Can I go next? Because
sure.
It's kind of similar to Daz's.
Absolutely.
Daz, show your first ideogram again, real quick, and we can probably edit this in. Roger can. Okay, so look at that. All right, keep that in mind. Now, lose your share, and I'll share my screen.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. But I had the same line, right?
Ah, yeah.
And you're dividing things. It's interesting to me because, Daz, I think you were having a very similar feeling about this, and the way we metaphorically expressed what this coin is going to do, I think we're saying the same thing, but different ways. And Edward, I haven't looked at yours yet, so. But anyway, okay. I was looking for the chart, and at first it kept morphing. It was like I'd see it, and it was going this, and then I'm trying to okay, I've got to memorize that shape, and getting ready to open my eyes and draw it, and then it would turn to something else, and then it would like a snake. It was changing. So I've never seen one do that before. It looked really volatile. But the one that kind of settled in was up, then a retracement, and then steady up, which would be like end of next year. So that would be more than a year out, felt like. Okay, the guy I saw, receding hairline, happy, friendly, outgoing, guy that would sell you a car. This is a salesman guy, big chin, big lower jaw, and big lips, a smiley face, very marketing kind of guy. And I couldn't get much on a logo. Okay, I got this sense of this feels like it's going to be international, hubs or nodes around the world, like North America, Europe, China, Asia, Australia, South America, many connections, no borders, a really international deal. And then I kind of saw blocks where I'm starting at the bottom down here, like this would be what it's doing now, and it expands out and they get tighter and more dense and more dense. And so if this was a year and a half, it is almost like pure black at the top, like very dense, like so dense like it just grows exponentially, I think is what I was saying there. And then I got the idea of a tambourine, something where it's resonating, it's connected with, I saw each node as like, when you see a tambourine has this taut surface, and then there are these little resonators all around, and they shake separately and make noise, but it's all connected, but it's happening all around. So that's an interesting metaphorical thought that I had.
It looks very much like my repeating circular thing as well.
Yep. That's
wait till you see mine too. We're all hitting the same thing.
Yeah, it looks. And then I saw like a glass of like ginger ale or something that's effervescent, that seemingly out of nowhere it coalesces. So the bubbles, like you have. Am I sharing that screen? Okay. So
Not
you have
yet.
like this glass of something.
Wrong screen, Dick.
Wrong screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, technical details. Okay, so a glass of like ginger ale or a champagne, you know, where the bubbles just kind of come out of nowhere? It's just from the bottom. Like, how do they form? They just form themselves and coalesce. So that's an interesting thought for cryptos, like this glass of liquid, and just out of nowhere, this stuff starts coming and buzzing and fizzing up and becoming effervescent.
Dick, what do you think those bubbles represent metaphorically?
Use of the crypto, wealth of the crypto, adoption, sentiment, that it just like comes out of nowhere, like it's off the radar.
And then it's there.
This is one that I would say probably I don't know about, but all of a sudden I'm going to know about it. Like I'll say, wow, what is this?
And then what about, I'm sorry, a couple more questions on that. And then the liquid itself, what would that tie into? I'm just trying to get a feel for the infrastructure, what that represents.
The crypto world is this liquid, and it just like comes out of nowhere and expands.
Okay.
So, and then I got the thought of, this could be used for interplanetary, intergalactic, interdimensional data transmission. I thought, wow, why did I think of this? So the woo-woo coin. I said, I better stop here. So
can you share that? Can we see that? Or?
Oh, I'm not sharing that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote, could be used, quantum blockchain, could be used for interplanetary, intergalactic, interdimensional data transmission. Wow, how did I think of this? This is the woo-woo coin, LOL. And I thought, okay, I better stop here. And then I said, these people, like there are waves going through them, waves of data. I thought the human beehive, activities form waves, and this is able to track their emotions, attentions, activity, purpose, and trends before they're aware of them, which is something you were mentioning when we were talking earlier. So, tokenized souls, and that's the end of my really weird. So I would say this is something that's not on the radar, that's going to come out of nowhere and hit big in a year and a half, into 2021, and then be a big timer, but nobody's talking about it right now.
Very similar to Daz's feeling over it as well. So we've got some corroborating data, it seems like there.
Well, I hope this isn't some well-known like coin. Don't let us make asses of ourselves. Folks, this is not 100%. We give it our best shot. So, yeah. But I did see similarities between Daz's and mine. It seemed to be what we were trying to say overlapped pretty well, but it's hard to put it into words and pictures.
Yeah. Let's see what Edward has to say. Edward, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Yeah, we're going to have some more overlapping here, guys. Let's get to it here. Some of these are some of the preliminary stuff that are coming through here. And there was some weird stuff coming through. So I was getting something, high power, massive amounts of power, a brilliant team of people here, brilliant computer system stuff was coming into my mind. And this is where we get some of our corroborating stuff here, guys. I just kept getting this quantum computing, with like something out of the Matrix going on here. And then I just had this feeling, this target felt so familiar to me. I felt that right as I was going into it. I'm like, this one really feels familiar. I don't know if maybe we did this one before. Either we did this one before, or I have some type of interaction with this target. But it just felt so interesting. But this is reminding me of what you guys got too.
Yeah.
And then I was going into some more of this high-powered machinery, and this was just felt like some really futuristic, stuff. This one just felt like it was out in the future somewhere. It was really difficult. I had this image in my mind, but man, I couldn't even draw it. I did the best I can, and that's as best as I could do. It doesn't even look that good. I was getting things like whatever this thing was going to be doing whenever it's live, drones and GPSing and all this kind of weird stuff where this one could be going into. It felt very advanced, the tech to me, and the people who were involved, they felt to me like they were very high-end people. It felt very future-based, just like Dick is saying, could be out there in the future somewhere. But I was getting all kinds of ideas, the surveillance and global mapping and global structure. It felt very impressive to me. The target felt impressive. It does something advanced, like some kind of a new way or something like that, or it does something different when it for whatever it does. Felt that it was associated with some real high-tech electric, space, Tesla. It just felt like whatever it's involved in, it's involved with some of these high-tech things involving electric grids and just doing all kinds of stuff, military grade kind of tech. All these things were coming into my mind of what this could be involved in at somehow in some way. Big tech, even government type stuff. Had the satellite visual in my mind, which one was that? Somewhere in there, the high tech stuff. The guy, kind of a neat groomed. I don't know what this was, man. I had this knife. I'm like, there's a knife. I don't know, man, but there's a knife. This is the guy here. Felt very intense. Kind of short groomed here. Dedicated team around him, eclectic team, and they were really interesting people. Oh, this is for the satellite stuff, like ground control and mission commands and all that kind of security stuff, national security, where if whatever this target is doing is involved with that or funding that or doing something with that. The person, driven, intense, possibly into some kind of martial arts maybe, high tech, lots of different interests, vehicles and planes, and just somebody someone kind of reminded me of like an Elon Musk type of person. I think somebody else was kind of picking up on something along those lines too. And then the group of people, like whoever these people were around it or involved with it, they felt very eclectic to me. Like they're all very different. Like if you get like a band together and everyone's extremely different, but it's their difference and their talents all together that make them. This was like a Terminator team, like almost like the Rogues or something, or the Motley Crue, all these different personalities coming through. But it felt. But the bottom line was the projects felt solid and successful to me. Again, it felt very familiar to me, like we did this one already, or maybe I have some of these, or I know something about this one, but it felt very familiar. And that was it.
Okay, excellent. And again, you had a space connection there that Dick also had on his, so we got a lot of corroboration between the three of you on there.
Our little circling friends here.
Yeah, that's similar to Daz's drawing as well, the circles there, and the quantum connection, what Dick said as well.
Yeah.
So if you guys are ready for the reveal, unless there's anything else you have to add, I can go into that by all means. And again, to our subscribers out there, obviously we're not giving financial advice here, but 3 viewers had positive feelings about this target, so that's where we'll leave it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we can do the target reveal here. And okay, so the target was Bitcoin Black. And
Yeah, I know that one.
yeah. And I think you're going to be surprised, pleased with all the hits that you guys got on this one. Even looking at the logo, Daz was pulling pieces of this in. You know, it looks like he had the line here, he had the curve here. He even said it was a letter, the color black or dark. So, you know, great job on that one there. And let's see, let's go to the website here. Let's close this down. So here, Bitcoin Black, just some of the imagery on this website, I think will surprise you guys. Not surprise you guys, but right here, here's all the nodes and the little lines that you guys, I think we're seeing here, all these connections there. They're calling this, they call themselves the global currency. We're talking about this being worldwide, this big distribution here. And the other image I wanted to draw our attention to that we see on here, here's more of these nodes in here that I think Dick was alluding to. Yeah, I thought this was interesting.
I do that on the globe.
Yeah, you did, drawn on the globe. Just these circular coins right here all piled up. I thought that kind of looked like what you were drawing as well. It could have had a deeper metaphorical meaning, but it could also just be right here, seeing this here. So what else did I pull from this? I pulled their white paper here, and just something I thought was interesting. It began by a group who wishes to remain anonymous out of Australia. Somebody mentioned Australia on here. Dick did, I think, on his globe. Yeah. It's intended to be community-based. The main members will be allocated through airdrop rewards. That's not what I wanted to get to. Just mainly the anonymity of it here, I think, is what's important. And they want this to be community-based. So there we have another hit for Dick there. And then just getting a little woo-woo here. And this is just me, getting my own non-remote viewing related, but some intuitive downloads I get. It was just last night I was sitting there, and the term E pluribus unum came to mind, which was the old logo or motto of the United States. One from many basically is what it's saying. And I kept getting this idea of the hive mind, and just seeing that connection in how we see this. We've looked at data of people changing, becoming more connected to the phones. You've got a lot of big tech companies talking about uploading your mind. I was listening to Jeff Rentz the other night where he was talking about he had a guest on talking about 5G and how detrimental it's going to be to your body. And I was just thinking, like, what if the body's going to disappear and our souls or our consciousness is going to exist out there? Because that's the commodity. It's just a real woo-woo thing to say. But then, Dick, when I saw your drawing, of that hive mind at the end, if you want to show that again, it's up to you. But I thought that was a neat connection to what for what I was exploring.
Let me go back real quick to I just looked this. So that's the first time in all our debriefs that I've ever said anything about Australia. This came out of Australia, you said? That's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I had a moment there. All right. That's interesting.
That was good.
So we like it, huh?
Sounds that way. Yeah.
Well, I got some of these. So they did, our buddy Ben mentioned it quite a while ago. And so they had like a pre-sale where you could get like 500,000 of them for a couple of $100 or something like that. And I almost bought them, but I didn't. So what they had, and maybe they still have it, but where you register with them and then they give you an airdrop. So I have airdrops. I have 2 airdrops from them. I just haven't set up the wallet and accepted the airdrop yet, but I think I'll be doing that now.
Now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
On their website, they're offering 3,600 free coins. It's a $36 value, but you can just, I haven't done it yet either, but I'm going to definitely take them up on their free coins as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then they had like a referral program, and I sent out a couple of referrals. I don't know if maybe I gained some free tokens from that. I'll have to double check. It's been a while, but yeah, no wonder it felt familiar to me, because that's one my wife is always saying, "Did you download that Bitcoin Black wallet yet?" I'm like, "I'll get to it.
You better get to that tonight.
I'm going to get to that tonight.
Do it before we publish this, or in conjunction with it.
Yeah.
Get them.
So
that one's not on the exchanges yet. That's not even available. I think the airdrops are the only thing that's available now.
So
I'm not sure.
This is not a mineable coin. They're just making a certain number, right? And
yeah, I don't think it's mineable.
I don't know.
I think I just read that it wasn't mineable. Yeah, it's new to me. I had no exposure to Bitcoin Black.
No, it's new to me.
We had discussed it internally with Ed and Michael months ago, something about Bitcoin Black, and I thought, oh, I should get some of that. And then I looked, and it just seemed too. I never followed through. So I'd heard about it 8 months ago.
Yeah,
A passing conversation within the company, but never really looked into it.
Well, there you have it. I think we got some good data on that one.
Yeah. I'm pleased with this one, because I'm just looking for their website now, and it seems like one of their core attributes for this is all about distribution. They're saying distribution is the most important part of a currency. And when I look at my data was all about this distribution of coins going out to the people.
Yep.
So I think we got some really good corroborative data from all three of us on this one. That's an indicator that is looking like one that we're all definitely interested in now anyway.
And that could tie into what Dick was saying with the bubbles and everything, how it just came out of nowhere because you get it widely distributed. And now, oh, wow, we have a platform here, and we can all those nodes are now able to do whatever it is they want it to do.
Yeah, and as you showed us with the guy that set it up, the guy was an early adopter. He has obviously clued up and knows what he's doing. And it just adds to the value of the information that we provided, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and
there's a reason we do these coins. They don't come out of nowhere. It'll be interesting we'll talk to Michael when he comes back from traveling, because we don't just pull these out of thin air. There's human intelligence behind even tasking these out to us.
Right.
So we'll probably do a follow-up report. What have we heard about this? Why did we turn our remote viewing attention to it?
Yeah. I look forward to hearing more about it, because the team is kind of secretive, and it's kind of like it's not. I don't know. They're just kind of secretive or something like that to me. With that page where they don't even show they're just their code names, and it's kind of like in the data, it was like this kind of a eclectic motley crew, a band coming together, So I'm interested in hearing more about what we know about it.
Yeah, me too. Well, if we don't have anything else, we can go ahead and wrap this session up. Anybody have anything else to add before we go out there?
Get those free tokens.
To our subscribers out there at Patreon, again, thank you so much for your continued support. We all like this coin very much based on the data that we're looking at, and we'll see you next week with our next targets. On behalf of Dick, Daz, Edward, and the rest of the Crypto Viewing team, I'm Dennis Nappy II. Thanks for watching. Take care.